All right, it's going to be a down and dirty 40-hour review of this Kubota BX 1880. And I gotta say, first impression when you walk into the dealership and look at this, you're gonna think it's a toy because it's so much smaller than the other tractors and it doesn't have a whole lot of horsepower on paper. That being said, this little tractor is pretty amazing. The salesman definitely steered me in the right direction. And just so you know, that is Sacramento power in. They'll hook you up with a really good deal. This tractor was very cost effective, but down to what we've used it for. We have 3 acres here. We've cut some road, leveled off an area for a barn, moved lots of debris, trees, all kinds of stuff with this little guy, and just made a few small changes once I got it, and they were all pretty cheap. So let's get to it. First off, and I'll put a link for all of these, they're pretty cheap in Amazon. You're gonna want to add these hooks. Pretty simple. Just pick a good spot. I picked top and bottom in the center of the bucket. It's not very big. You can throw a strap around that, tighten it down, grab a big branch or a big section of tree and move it with ease. So definitely something you're going to want to buy and upgrade. Another quick, easy fix is going to be this little steering wheel guy right here. You'll see once you get to rocking with this thing where that comes in handy. And then you can add lights. I added some lights down low because when you have the bucket up where you're normally driving, it covers the headlights. And then also added some lights here, very bright. This was very cheap on Amazon. And some rear lights in case you need to work at night. And then just add a tow strap. And I do plan on adding a small toolbox to the box back here. But this little box is amazing too. This thing's ripped out some huge rocks. In fact, I broke the tip off to re-weld that. But this little guy, I've used it pretty hard, and it's one of the advantages to the small size. You get a little charger port here for drop your phone in there. Drink holder is a must. 4-wheel drive, small, fits into tight spaces for residential. We're pretty hilly here, so I'll say ease into this. It does have a small wheelbase, and if you're lifting and moving stuff, you will lift a wheel off the back or front. But just ease into it, kind of learn your tractor, and maybe review some safety. But you can really push the limits of this. I know they won't recommend it, but a lot of things you can do with this. Really came in handy. So those were the only things that I added to this. And you'll notice the numbers here on the side. Another quick informational that LA 344, that signifies that you can lift roughly that in kilograms. So you're going to be at 758 pounds for this particular guy right here. It doesn't seem like a whole lot. The other really cool feature is that you see this here. That's a quick release for any front loader implement that you want to put on there. This also disconnects. You can take the entire front scoop off pretty easy. I don't know why you'd want to though. It does have a rear PTO as well. The only drawback that I was told for these is that, and it also has a mid PTO in case you want to put a lawnmower deck or something like that. But these are limited to power when it comes to that. Now as far as the 4-wheel drive, it's amazing. It gets wherever you want to go. And you have your differential lock here for the times that you might think that you're stuck. That'll get you out. 4-wheel drive. It has 2 ranges, hydrostatic, and usually keep it in low because you get a little more power. You can have it in high if you want to go a little faster. Your bucket controls and your controls for the box on the back. You have some PTO options here. In this configuration, you really don't have to mess with it. And all the maintenance, I'll say that you can pretty much do it yourself. As far as reading the manual, lube it up as necessary, filter changes and whatnot. This little thing will last you forever. Now, I did mention I have a pretty forested area in the back of my property, and I was cutting down some trees, left a stump, and I did do some damage. I caught a stump. If you get into a situation where you've done some damage, just shut it down, take a second, take a look. It usually sounds and looks worse than it is. This particular guy, I caught the stump under it. It ripped the boot on the drive line and pulled the fuel line out of the fuel filter. That in itself, not really that big a deal. Was able to go down to the dealership, get the part. I think it was like 30 bucks. And within 2 hours, and a little bit of grease, was able to fix it myself. So, not a big deal. That's going to save you a lot of money, just taking a little bit of time. Needless to say, search the internet, look for some YouTube videos to get you through that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quick down and dirty. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment, and have a good day.